When Donald Trump prepares for international travel, the scale of the operation is designed to command attention. His newest asset is a $400 million custom-fitted Boeing 747, gifted by Qatar. It just entered service on July 1st. Trump has been vocal about his pride in this palatial new flagship, especially after years of expressing embarrassment over the aging, taxpayer-funded jets he used during his first term. This aircraft exists to project wealth and authority on the world stage. Abandoning it on a foreign runway makes zero logistical sense, unless the situation on the ground changes instantly. During a recent NATO summit in Turkey, the Secret Service abruptly tore up the standard travel protocol. They determined the Qatari jet wasn't safe for the specific environment, swapping back to the older, battle-tested Boeing EC-25. Once the press pool boarded, they were hit with a directive from security that signaled an active threat. Every window shade on the aircraft had to be snapped shut immediately. The mechanics of this move are telling. The Secret Service doesn't fly a secondary, empty jet across the Atlantic without a reason. They were prepared for a scenario where the primary plane became a liability. While the Qatari jet is palatial, it reportedly lacked the specialized defensive hardware required to guarantee safety in a high-threat international setting like Turkey. A physical scramble of this scale, executed in secret on a foreign runway, points to one thing: a massive, credible piece of incoming intelligence. The catalyst for the runway panic was a fresh, specific intercept. Iran was actively contemplating a plan to kill Donald Trump. This breakthrough emerged from an intense level of military and data sharing between American and Israeli situation rooms, operating in real time as the summit progressed. While the espionage played out quietly in secure rooms, the hostility on the streets of Tehran was impossible to ignore. At a recent funeral for a former supreme leader, state-sanctioned propaganda featured massive red banners with Trump's face framed by a sniper's crosshairs. The origin of this feud is no secret. Since Trump ordered the 2020 drone strike on General Qasem Soleimani, he has been identified by Tehran as their #1 target. What started as a geopolitical grudge has evolved into a verified plot, requiring physical intervention to keep the president alive. This intelligence has clearly weighed on the president. In recent weeks, he has focused his public statements on the fact that he is the top name on their list. This awareness has built steadily through private FBI briefings, where officials detailed exactly how foreign operatives have attempted to track his movements. To those around him, it appears the distinction between different types of attacks has disappeared. In his mind, foreign plots and domestic threats have merged into a single, unified danger. The digital front of this war was confirmed when Iranian hackers successfully breached the private campaign emails of his top advisor, Susie Wiles. For Trump, the assassination attempt in Butler served as the final violent proof that he is being physically hunted. This pressure has resulted in an unusually homebound presidency. He travels far less than in his first term, a change driven by a documented fear of what might happen if he leaves the safety of his inner circle. Surviving the immediate threat in Turkey was a victory, but it leaves Trump in a strategic trap where retaliation is difficult to execute. Despite his long history of aggressive rhetoric toward Tehran, any massive military escalation is currently constrained by the reality of the region. Logistically, a major strike is complicated by the strain on U.S. military resources. Years of supplying ongoing proxy wars have significantly thinned the munition stockpiles available for a new conflict. Politically, there is a deep reluctance to commit ground troops, making direct military intervention an absolute last resort for the current administration. While intelligence sharing saved him on that runway, it hasn't ended the pursuit. The threat from Iran has become a permanent, daily reality that has fundamentally changed how a U.S. president moves through the world.